Morning everyone. Well, it's a bit of a grey, wet Friday morning, but it is Friday. So I thought because it's a bit grey and wet, we'll have a couple of funny stories and some jokes today. Is that all right with you all? Great. I hoped it would be. We'll start with one funny story, then we'll have some jokes, and then we'll have another funny story. Of course they're by Michael Rosen. You know they're by Michael Rosen. This one's called Strict, which is a bit like the teachers when I was at school 574 years ago. Maybe you think you have a teacher who's really strict. I don't think we have any teachers at Swiss Gardens who are really just strict. I think we have people who, in fact all of them, they make you know the boundaries, the rules, what you should and shouldn't do, but they're kind, they're fair. Sometimes they have to get a bit cross, but not very often. But maybe you think you have a teacher who's really strict. Maybe you know a really strict teacher. But when I was at school, we had a teacher who was so strict you weren't allowed to breathe in her lessons. That's true, we weren't allowed to breathe. It was really hard to get through a whole day without breathing. Lips tightly shut, face going red, eyeballs popping out. She'd go round the class glaring at us, and then suddenly she'd catch sight of one of us and she'd yell, "No breathing! Do you hear me? No breathing!" And you had to stop breathing right away. The naughty ones used to try and take quick secret breaths under the table. They'd duck down where she couldn't see them, snatch a quick breath and come back up with their mouth tight shut. Then someone would say, "Excuse me, miss, can I go outside and do some breathing?" And she'd say, "What? Can't you wait? And you've had all playtime to breathe, haven't you?" And then she'd ask someone a question like, "Where's Tibet?" And someone put up their hand and said, and she'd be right there with, "You're breathing. I saw you breathe." "I wasn't, miss. Really, I wasn't." "Well, you are now, aren't you?" It was terrible. She was so strict. I think that's one of those examples of something that's not really quite true. But I'm sure he had some really, really strict teachers. I had some really, really strict teachers in my primary school. One of them called Miss Snasdall. I was so scared of her. I felt like I wasn't breathing, but I did breathe. I had to breathe, didn't I? You can't get away without not breathing. Right, I've had so many jokes in. So I'm really sorry if I don't read your joke, but these are the ones I've chosen. This is from Bodie in Puffins. Why does Darth Vader burn his toast? He likes it on the dark side. That's a good one, isn't it? I like that. Oliver. Oliver's in year 3, I think now. Which athlete stays the warmest? The long jumper. It's got a long jumper, but he jumps a long way. Arthur. How do bees brush their hair? They use honeycombs, of course. Lovely. Hope in Heron. What do birds eat for breakfast? Tweety Bix. That's a good one, isn't it? This is from Lottie in Heron. What type of key opens a banana? Does anyone know that one? What kind of key would open a banana? Well, it would be a monkey, of course. We're still going. Robin, I can't read yours. It's too rude for my assemblies. I'm sorry. Amy. And Amy, poor Amy's been waiting for this for a while. And this is a good joke, how do bees get to school? The school buzz. And then this is from Tylus. How did the chewing gum get over the road? Because it was stuck to the chicken's foot. Chicken crossed the road, yeah. Okay, here's another funny story. Poem by Michael Rosen. This one's called The Torch. I nagged my mum and dad for a torch. "Oh, go on, I'd love a torch. One of those with black rubber around them. Go on, please." It was no good. I wasn't getting anywhere. Then came my birthday. On the table was a big box. In the box, a torch. My dad took it out the box. "You see that torch," he says. "It's waterproof. That is a waterproof torch. Waterproof, wow. So that night I got into the bath and went underwater swimming with it. Breathe in, under the water, switch on, search for shipwrecks and treasure, up, breathe, under again, exploring the ocean floor. Then the torch went out. I shook it and banged it, but it wouldn't go. I couldn't get it to go again. My birthday torch. So I got out, dried myself off, put on my pyjamas and went into the kitchen. The torch doesn't work. It's broken. My dad said, "What do you mean it's broken?" It couldn't have just broken. How did it break? I don't know, just went off. I don't believe it. You ask him a simple question, you never get a simple answer. You must have been doing something with it. No, just went off. Just try telling the truth, will you? How did it break? I was underwater swimming with it. Are you mad? When I said the torch is waterproof, I meant it keeps the rain off. I didn't mean you could go deep sea diving with it. Ruined. Completely ruined. For weeks and weeks he nags us stupid that he wants one of these waterproof torches, and the first thing he does is wreck it. How long did it last? 2 minutes? 3 minutes? These things cost money, you know. Money. I felt so rotten. My birthday torch. At the weekend, he says, "We're going into Harrow to take the torch back." We went into the shop and my dad goes up to the man at the counter and says, "You see this torch? I bought it from you a couple of weeks ago. It's broken." So the man picks it up. "It couldn't have just broken," said the man. "How did it break?" And my dad says, "I don't know, just went off." "Surely you must have been doing something with it." No, says my dad, "just went off." "Come on," says the man, "these torches don't just break." So I said, "Well, actually I was in the..." And I got a hard kick on the ankle from my dad. "I was in the kitchen and it went off." So the man said he would take it out the back to show to Len. He came back a few minutes later and said that Len couldn't get it to work either. So he'd send it back to the makers. "You'll have to have a new one," he says. "I should think so too," said my dad. "Thank you." Outside the shop, my dad says to me, "What's the matter with you? Are you crazy? You were going to tell him all about your underwater swimming fandango, weren't you?" Blabbermouth. So they're my funny Michael Rosen stories for today. Hope you have a great day and I'll see you around school soon. Bye.